Emotional intelligence issues in European security policy. What is that for a start? When talking about emotional intelligence, it's a matter of perceiving emotions, a matter of being able to communicate emotions and feelings, including empathy, and then to interpret how these messages have been received. We need to apply the big perspective in European security policy when talking about these things. We need to see how we can nurture hope, how we can counter pessimism, how we can counter enemy images which are not warranted, how we can mobilize political will and energy, and how we can understand the electorate inside the European Union and in key partner countries. Looking at CSDP and the conflict cycle, what can be more important than to communicate empathy and a will to listen as a basis for dialogue? How much emphasis is in reality put on this kind of work in EU programs and beyond? And when moving on to missions and operations, what does winning hearts and minds mean? Obviously not an easy thing to do. The link to comprehensive approaches is evident. Enormous mistakes have been committed over the last decades. Moving on to flows. What about flows of human beings? Can we manage to combine an analysis of organized crime and countering organized crime and terrorism, while at the same time maintaining empathy for the victims of those crimes? Can we do it including in irregular migration, while maintaining support in the European electorate? In geography, can we project the will to cooperate beyond Europe while securing the borders of Europe to the south and to the east? How do we communicate that? Can we communicate hope while developing security postures? And what about enlargement? How can we instill a sense of realism when it comes to enlargement, maintaining conditionality and at the same time nurturing hope? Can we promote multilateralism while pushing EU visibility? How can we work in this way in international organizations? Can we promote partnership approaches while focusing on internal security? Can we, in strategic context, apply the so-called principled pragmatism in the European global strategy while defending values? Can we defend national sovereignty while pushing the need to make EU more efficient? How do we maintain support for such a notion? And coming to learning and making an effort to learn from mistakes. Can we combine the need to address challenges fast through massive measures while at the same time communicating and reflecting on what we are doing? Can we counter propaganda and at the same time avoid being cynical and propagandistic in turn, avoiding Schadenfreude in European security policy when others commit mistakes? Meeting all of these requirements and more requires more emotional intelligence. This is across EU structures. This will certainly require more staff and more research. Thank you for listening in. And follow how I try to develop this avenue of thought in my work on the website ellilundin.org. and on Twitter.